I'm sitting here today with Hanno Reuter, who heads up the IWC Consulting Division and who is also a part-time professor at Stellenbosch University. Welcome, Hanno. Tell us a little about yourself. I see you've spent most of your career in academia and in research and development. How does that compare to being out in the field, managing teams and projects?
Hi, Christine. I'm a thermo-flow specialist with almost 30 years of experience in thermal design of heat exchangers, cooling systems for a variety of industries, as well as thermal power plants. I've been working in industry throughout my professional career as thermal design engineer, engineering manager, project manager, technical sales engineer, team leader, consultant, and R&D director. And as you mentioned, I worked as a senior lecturer and researcher at Stellenbosch University for 13 years. But mainly I've been involved in industry. Eventually I became head of Thermo-fluids division with about 15 academics and technicians in the division. I worked there very closely with Professor Detlef Kroger, who is internationally renowned and considered to be the leading researcher in the field of air-cooled heat exchanger and cooling tower thermal design. We developed new technologies and did consulting work together. After his death, however, I decided to return to industry to commercialize some of our developments, which I was finding to be quite difficult to do from the university platform. But I'm still currently appointed as an extraordinary professor, and I'm still quite involved doing commercial projects involving testing in the laboratories, supervising final year student projects, and co-supervising masters and PhD students. I've been working closely with IWC for almost 20 years, however, officially joining IWC only a year ago. It's been a wonderful time at IWC so far. The main difference between working at IWC and my other jobs is that there's much more interaction with site engineers and contractors. So in other words, sites and plants, and then more interaction with drawing and design office engineers, structural and civil engineers, and suppliers, which is very exciting because it's multidisciplinary. It's always very satisfying to solve real engineering problems or challenges.
That's fascinating, Hanno. Well, we're thrilled to have you working with us. I think it's quite amazing. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, Hanno. There's been a global shift to encourage more women into STEM fields, with a specific focus on engineering across multiple industries. Have you been seeing more females in the academic and commercial space? How do you feel as an organization, as IWC, that we can promote and encourage more females to enter in the industry?
Yeah, Christine, unfortunately, much fewer women study mechanical and mechatronic engineering at Stellenbosch University than men, and I think that is an international trend. Typically, it's only about 20%. I think in the US, I read that it's 13%. However, at MIT, they seem to be able to get up to 50% of women, which is quite impressive. One could actually find out how they achieve that. When I was studying, it was typically 1 to 2 females per class of 70 to 80, which is less than 3%. So definitely there's been an increase in the number of women that are studying engineering. Those that graduate are snapped up by industry with excellent offers. So that makes it difficult to compete. But the other issue is maybe that mechanical and mechatronic engineering is quite a broad field or industry. So often there aren't any females interested in our type of business. So I think a way of encouraging women to join our industry would be to offer them student bursaries and vacation work. because that will expose them to what we do, and maybe that'll get people interested.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, it's generally always been known to be quite a male-dominated industry. So I'm really pleased to see that there's more women actually studying mechanical engineering. So hopefully we can maybe eventually get to 50% like MIT. Who knows? Hanno, what do you consider as the most enjoyable part of your profession? What's the highlight?
Christina, I love what I do, but as I told you, I'm a thermal flow specialist. That's my passion. So thermal design of large plants, visiting these large plants, and doing R&D of new improved technologies, developing thermal design softwares, and doing computational fluid dynamics. That's what I love to do. And while at IWC, my team has developed quite a few new products, which is very exciting. We developed new forced and induced draft air-cooled condenser products. Then something I've been working on quite a while, which was partially funded by EPRI in the US, is the hybrid dry-wet deflecmator, which is a booster technology for dry-cooled power plants, and is really a step-up technology. And then things like new cooling tower nozzle, a new cooling tower splash grid for enhancing performance, which are really coming to fruition. And thanks to IWC's proactive and approach and support. I've also improved the design capability of spray cooling towers and bulk air coolers for the mining industry, which is also a wonderful market to be in. Then maybe to conclude, my performance enhancement of refurbishment of new and existing thermal flow systems has always inspired me. I see that if one improves thermal plants, then one actually improves the environment and also reduces costs of electricity. So for power plants, I call this recoverable energy power generation, which is arguably the cleanest and most cost-effective way of generating electricity.
Okay, thank you, Hanno. Certainly some exciting stuff that you've been working on, and also which is really great because it's in line with our environmental goals. Thank you for your time, Hanno. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks for this opportunity.